Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. Welcome on in. If you are new here, I am Victoria from Your Wings of Ascension, and this is your daily astrological horoscope for June 15th, 2023. We have a lot going on that's not so fun, so let's pull up the chart and discuss this. Today, we have the exact square between Mercury, our mind, and Saturn, our restrictions, our limitations. Yes, Saturn is also our work ethic. It is what drives us to get things done. It is how we push ourselves to succeed, those kinds of things. Like I said before, anytime we have Saturn, it is significant because we have to know, don't put your hand in fire, it's going to get burned, right? We need these limitations. But when it is in a square conversation, it's difficult. And when we're dealing with our mind, this can be two things very easily. One, communication with other people can just be heavy. We can get very bogged down by miscommunication that turns angry, that turns into aggravation, that turns into depression. Whenever we have these squares to Saturn, depression and anxiety are very probable. So if you're someone who is already prone to nervousness, be aware your mind is going to be very on edge. It gets a little trickier because we have the sun over here in a square to Neptune. So the sun, our source of energy, our connectedness, is in a square conversation with Neptune. Our connectedness to everything, to everyone, our spiritual self, our unity consciousness, they're in a square. So really, they're disconnected. We lose ourselves in that we focus way too much on ourselves and we lose the connection with the outside, or we focus on the outside and we lose the connection with ourselves. In kind of like 3D terms, this is our antennas that capture everything around us so that we understand our world, our environment, our people. Its signal is now fogged over. Anytime we have Neptune, we have fog. And especially when Neptune is in Pisces, this fog is coming in hard and heavy on our energy source. And then with Saturn coming in and squaring our mind, this fog is getting crossed and we're feeling a very heavy depression. I'm not going to lie, this can be very, very mentally difficult. But don't fret because we have Mercury still building this really positive sextile with Venus. So our mind and our heart are still in connection. They are still there. They're still talking to each other in a very positive way. This is going to help us. We also still have Jupiter in positive sextile to Saturn. So our heart and our mind are talking to each other. That's a good thing. We have our belief structures in good conversation with our understanding of limitations and what needs to be. Our responsibilities that we're taking on spiritually, they're in alignment right now. So while we have these mental games, while we have this mental heaviness, this depressiveness, this feeling of disconnect from the outside, rely on your heart. Because your heart will not steer you wrong. Your mind will steer you wrong, but your heart won't. So really hold on very deeply to your 100% soul level truths, because this is going to guide you through this mess, because there is a lot of heaviness, there is a lot of density, there is a lot of confusion. Anytime we have Gemini season, we have confusion anyway, because Gemini is like, ooh, everything's happening and I want to know it all. Please, my fine friends, remember that this could be a hard time for all of us. So brush it off if somebody says something that offends you, let it roll. Hold on to your truths, because things can come at you all over the place. Especially this Mercury square to Saturn. It can be like, you're gonna do this. And you're like, no. Let things roll. Give it a few more days. Hold on to your truth. Breathe through it. Last thing for today, because I don't think we talked about the moon yesterday. The moon is in Taurus still. It is finishing up in Taurus. So the moon is very much at home in Taurus. It feels good here. This helps us to kind of ground in. This helps us to stay emotionally secure, which is also very good. This moon also kind of helps us to feel very regal. Taurus moon wants the best. It wants to feel good. So holding on deeply to our emotional truths and to our hearts. And my dogs are going crazy, so you might be able to hear them. I am not sure. I think they may even have moved to camera. But what we're doing here is really battling this heavy depressiveness with the truth within our heart. So as long as you lead with love, you will be fine. Just use that as a mantra through the day. Lead with love. All right? I know it's scary and I know it's hard and heavy. I feel it too. I promise you I do. I do. But as I tell you every time, you've got this. We've got this. Lean on each other. Be into your heart. I love you all. I'll see you again for Friday.